There we go. Got the right button and everything.
It
How do we
works.
go with our lessons?
I I did okay, I think. I found myself seeing, unless I can see everybody whole, I see nothing whole. And I had to do that multiple times this last week because I found myself in nosedives in judging. It's amazing how judgment lowers your energy almost immediately.
Yeah.
And when
Mm,
you catch yourself and you stop, it's like your energy naturally rises.
Mhm.
mm.
It's
Yeah.
very, I never really noticed it as extremely as I'm noticing it now.
Which is
So,
probably why you're a bit unwell, Gary.
yeah, struggling with my mind as much as I am these days.
Mm.
But it's good because I think I am more alert to the subtleties of what I've always known. And I'm just knowing it at a much deeper level, a more
Mhm.
applicable level than I've ever known it before, which is great. That's really all I can really ask for, and then just the awareness of it, and then continuing to practice. But it's deceptive as all get out, and it's subtle just so subtle. Some of it's super blatant, and some of it's just really subtle,
Mhm.
almost
Yeah,
unconscious,
Yeah.
almost
absolutely.
unconscious.
Mm.
Mm.
And it's only the body that keeps us honest, I think, and it's paying attention to exactly how you're talking, Gary. Your energy drops, and it's paying attention to that more than our mind because our body's telling us what's going on.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And it's interesting that over the years, I've noticed that if you don't get whatever out of your mind, your body will ache or hurt or get sick or whatever the case may be. So our mind is an extremely powerful thing, which we've talked about before, but yeah, it's got to come out somehow. However you're feeling, it's got to come out somehow, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Mm. Mm.
so true,
How
so
did you go with
true.
your lesson, Linda?
So this is from the previous week. I know your value for you, and it is this value that makes you whole. It's one of those ones where I know what it's saying, but I don't know what it's saying.
Mm.
Um, so I'm going to stick with that one again, and simply because I just haven't revisited it over the last couple of weeks either. I've been a little bit slack with that, just busy working and getting ready to go to New Zealand. So
Mm.
um, yeah. Anywho,
Mm. Mm. That's why I journal every morning. But I sit down and have my hot lemon and ginger drink. I journal. And so I put my lesson first and go, so how's that showing up for me? Which is
it's good,
quite
and you know how very slack I am with things like that, goals and journaling and what have you. I don't know. I run. I've spent the last few years, since I left WA, I've tried to live in the moment, just be present for now, because now is what matters. The past is the past. The future, no idea. So I've just tried very hard to live in the present. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
yeah. I know that initially I always was speaking about goals. It was the big thing for me to have goals, and but I haven't been lately, and it's more about the intention for the day and yeah, being present on how I envision, things are going to maybe show up. It's not so much envisioning exactly how it happens, it's just incorporating my values to say, how is this showing up for me? And really, that's what the journaling is about. And my lesson was you always receive as much as you accept. I actually changed it. It was something else before. But when I thought about it, it's like, well, that sounded very pretty, but this is actually what I need to work on.
Sure.
Because the acceptance and the receiving is still a bit of a mind screw for me. Um, so I thought that would be better to work on. So accepting kind of came up in a few different ways for me. And this morning it was thinking about how, after a conversation with our book club ladies, or some of the ones, one of my favorites actually, she's really, really, really smart. And we were talking about um, decision making and being brave, and how um, the decisions that I've made, that people have said, you are so brave to do that, like moving to Nana, it wasn't bravery that made me do it. It was just a natural thing that was just going to happen. And there was no doubt about it. There were challenges, and I could have complained about them in actually doing it to get here, but it didn't feel like challenges. It was just, this is just another step in the process of what must happen.
Yep. I hear
And I think
exactly
it's
what you're
understanding,
saying.
yeah, it's understanding that some things are just meant to happen. Don't think about it too hard, because you'll talk yourself out of it.
Yep.
What's the
Yes.
population of Nana?
That's about 600 people in town and about
Wow.
1,500 in the Shire.
So
It's very
it
small.
is a very small community.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I'm still getting clients on board from here. I'm still getting clients from Perth, and not getting much attrition. So yeah, it's growing. And it's more important for me to actually be creating more value for the clients I've got. So helping them grow. So not so much about getting more clients. I'm actually
Yep.
saying no quite a bit.
Oh, good.
Mm.
Good.
I'm getting better at the identifying who works with me and who doesn't. Mm. Mm.
Awesome.
Mm.
I
I'm still
remember
not
when you
sure if
moved to Nana.
that's what's that, Gary?
I remember when you moved to Nana.
Yeah,
Yes.
3 years
Uh,
ago now,
yeah,
3 and a bit years. And yeah, I don't regret it at all.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm.
So is a similar size to Minleton then, because I think we're about 770 something people around or in and around the town.
Mhm.
Um, that was weird. Strange sound coming from my laptop. Um, yeah, and then York Peninsula is relatively small. I don't even know how many people actually live on the York Peninsula, to be honest, but it does explode in the tourist season. Not so much at the moment because of the algal bloom that we've had here,
Mm.
but which isn't helping the towns at all. But anyway, yeah, so similar sort of size.
Yes, yes, and the town explodes during the music festival. There's 10,000 people that end up descending on Nana during the music festival.
Yeah, and then you've got the arch as
Um,
well.
yeah, there's the Black River. There's so many lovely things that happen around here. It's just lots of arty people. There's still farming going on, and they seem to be pretty. There's things which aren't so good, but the farmers seem to be doing the right thing. So,
Same here
mm,
too.
lots
Mm,
of regeneration going on as well. So, yeah, it's interesting. There's people who've been here since settlement. There's families that have been here. They can identify their bloodline all the way back to settlement.
yeah,
And
Wow.
then in the meantime, there's all these people still moving in. And generally, we have high, um, a pretty old population, because people come here when they're ready to retire, but they're still fit enough to have a reasonably big block to do their own kind of little bit of farming and growing things. So yeah, it's a very fit older generation.
Oh, it sounds
mm,
lovely.
mm,
Mm. And everyone seems to. I found in Kalamunda that the people who had been, they did have generations that they could go back, and we've been here for this long, were not as accepting of new people. But here it's the exact opposite. Everyone's very welcoming.
Oh, it's lovely.
Kalamunda was a totally different feel though too,
Oh yeah.
and people who were maybe felt they were higher in standing and what have you.
Yeah,
So,
there was a lot more of that going on. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
here comes Jane. But it was what I found at the time that I really liked. So I moved there. So I think it's all progression, isn't it? So I'm not going to say this is forever because who knows?
That's very true.
Hi, Jane.
Hi,
Jane.
Jane.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
We were just about to start reading, but did you want to share anything of how your week's gone and your lesson?
Oh, you know, it's it's so overwhelming. No. Um every day I feel like I grow just a bit more in my walk on my path, and it feels good. It feels good to feel alive and thriving. And it's gatherings like this that really help so much to feed me. And I know we all feel the same way. It feeds us. So, yahoo!
Let's get into it then.
Yeah, really.
Where were we up to?
Number 3. So paragraph 3 of part 4, the end of sickness.
Mm.
In
Want
our
me to
usual
start?
style, do you want to start, Gary?
Sure. The sonship cannot be perceived as partly sick, because to perceive it in that way is not to perceive it at all. If the sonship is one, it is all it is one in all respects. Oneness cannot be divided. If you perceive other gods, your mind is split, and you will not be able to limit the split, because it is a sign that you have removed part of your mind from God's will. This means it is out of control, and to be out of control is to be out of reason, and then the mind does become unreasonable. By defining the mind wrongly, you perceive it as functioning wrongly.
Hmm. So we've talked about the mind splitting before, haven't we?
Hmm. And multiple gods
Yeah.
and worship of. I feel like that's just reinforcing our lessons as well. I mean, was it
Yep.
Gary, you, or was it Linda talking about the whole, the part and the whole in your lessons for the week?
Well, the first
Oh,
the first
yes.
line was what I took for my lesson for last week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and mine was I know your value on you. Oh, sorry, for you, and it is this value that makes you whole.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Coming back to at one-ment, isn't it?
Yep.
Hmm. Also, I kind of feel like this is what we were talking about as well with the body and the mind, and the body has messages when our mind is not going the right way,
Mm.
Yeah.
and it will
Yeah.
tell us and we'll feel it. And it's just that point in time to be able to go, okay, let me change my thinking around that.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to break that one up much, do we? We
I
got
don't
it.
think so.
We're on this. I'll read number 4 then.
Yeah.
It's a big long one. God's laws will keep your mind at peace because peace is his will, and his laws are established to uphold it. His are the laws of freedom, but yours are the laws of bondage. Since freedom and bondage are irreconcilable, Their laws cannot be understood together. The laws of God work only for your good, and there are no other laws beside His. Everything else is merely lawless and therefore chaotic. Yet God Himself has protected everything He created by His laws. Everything that is not under them does not exist. Laws of chaos is a meaningless term. Creation is perfectly lawful, and the chaotic is without meaning because it is without God. You have given your peace to the gods you made, but they are not there to take it from you, and you cannot give it. Hmm?
I'm just wondering if that last sentence, you have given your peace to the gods you made, but they are not there to take it from you, and you cannot give it to them.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if there's a more practical way of saying that to get that point across. Um, you've given your peace to the gods you made. I guess I don't understand giving peace.
I think it
As
might mean, Jane, that our idea of peace, like let's say I'm worshiping the God of wealth and I'm going for wealth. And so I get peace from the idea of having lots of money in my accounts.
oh, I see.
But
Okay,
actually,
thank you.
it says my peace is that I have all this money in my accounts, but they are not there to take it from you. So because those gods aren't really real, so they don't actually really exist. So that's
Right.
how I'm interpreting it, is that they are not there to
Okay.
take it from you because they don't exist, and you cannot give it to them because they're not real.
Right.
That's
Right.
how
I
I'm
get it.
interpreting.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Hmm. Thanks, Gary. It's kind of like you could replace the word peace with God. So what God are you worshipping? And that's where all the chaos comes from if you're worshipping several gods and not the God or not peace as it is really.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Cool. I think we're going to tear through these today. Just
Hmm.
feeling that in my bones that we're gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right.
Are we happy with that one?
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, very
perfectly.
well.
Nice and clear
Oh,
today. Yep.
oh, good. Okay, great. Thanks.
Who wants to read number 5? Five's a long one too.
I'll give it a crack.
Good on you.
You are not free to give up freedom, but only to deny it. You cannot do what God did not intend, because what he did not intend does not happen. Your gods do not bring chaos. You are endowing them with chaos and accepting it of them. All this has never been. Nothing but the laws of God has ever been, and nothing but his will ever be. Oh my God. Hang on, I just need to
You
highlight that
got the
one.
tricky one.
You were created through his laws and by his will, and the manner of your creation established you a creator. What you have made is so unworthy of you that you could hardly want it, but if you were willing to see it as it is, you will see nothing at all, and your vision will automatically look beyond it to what is in you and all around you. Reality cannot break through the obstructions you interpose, and it will envelop you completely when you let them go. Oh my God.
It was a tricky one.
Hmm.
It was a tongue
Yeah.
twister almost. So nothing but
Yeah.
the laws of God has ever been, and nothing but his will ever be. Okay, yeah, got it now. So that's basically saying everything that is not under the laws of God does not exist.
Mm.
Nothing but his will ever be.
I kind of feel like this is a timing issue. That when we get so caught up in what we think is what we're supposed to do, and we're not on the path of God, it's just a timing issue, and eventually you will come around to what you're supposed to be.
Say that again.
Right.
B.
What's that, Gary? Say it again.
Say that again. Yeah.
Oh, I feel it's just a timing thing because we've been through the time thing before, how we make things as difficult or as easy as we want to make them, and they'll take as long as we, whatever path we're going down. If it's the wrong path, then that's not reality. And we might be worshipping the wrong god of wealth or whatever. Um, and if we eventually come back to the right path, then that's when we realize that that was not reality, and it's a timing issue.
Okay.
Do we
I think
do
we
we
can
actually
spend as long as we want going down the wrong rabbit holes, but eventually we'll come
That is the
back to,
truth too.
yeah,
Hmm.
That's
that
the
because we're
gospel truth.
testing what is true? We go down these
yeah.
rabbit holes and we there's been, times in my life where I've gone, you know what, I'm over the universe, I'm over it all because of, whatever's going on at the time. But you know what the truth is, you know what your actual path is, you know what your beliefs are, and you do keep coming back to them, but you just go and test out these other little areas, these other little rabbit holes, just for the experience or the testing of your faith, perhaps.
Hmm. And there's no doubts of learning to go along the way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But sometimes things can happen to you that you don't see any value in, like you lose your job because the company that you were working for is folding. And maybe it was a job that you enjoyed, you liked the pay and so on. And let's say you can't find a job much like it. And so you can have a bad attitude about, well, I was done wrong. And what a waste of time that is. But don't we attract, some I for myself, I feel like, well, I think there was something about me that attracted that as it was my attitude, and my perception that was
Mhm.
didn't, I didn't get to where I think I should be, but where is the should be? That's that's a value judgment, and so often maybe we don't know what's best for us. Um,
I don't think we ever know what's best for us, ever. I think when things
yeah,
change, they change pretty naturally, like Veronica moving to Nantucket. It was just like, that's where I'm going. That's where the pull is. That's why I'm going there. Me coming here
right.
to Arkansas, I came here kicking and screaming, saying to Robert, I'd rather have my fingernails pulled out one by one than to move to Arkansas of all godforsaken places. And now you can't pry me out of here because it's so beautiful and it's so peaceful. And I really feel like God puts us by circumstances, not by our choice, but by circumstances in places that we're going to make the next evolutionary leap.
Mm.
And
Yes,
if it happens, especially kicking and screaming, but circumstances force your hand that this is where you have to go, and you go, um, that's God's will.
yes,
Like
yes.
Robert's trying to force us to move to Hawaii. Like we have to go to Hawaii. I said, no, we don't. No, 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 we have to go to Hawaii. That's where we need to be. And I'm like, no, we don't. So I'm not moving out of here to go to an island, and all beautiful as it is, but because I don't feel the natural pull. I feel like it would be a forced move. Like I would have to force myself to go there. It would be effort filled instead of effortless by circumstances. So I don't trust it.
Mm.
I don't trust that it's the right move.
Isn't that how you
So
felt though when you moved there to Arkansas? Didn't you have
That
that?
it was no, by circumstances, this was the best choice. Because we had brother Robert's mother. We needed a separate living space for her because she was, very dementiaed out, and I couldn't live in the same house, on the same level as her. I wouldn't do it to myself. So we found this house in Arkansas, which was perfect because downstairs, and by circumstances, we got pulled here. We could afford it. We could get a big house, and in Texas we couldn't. And I do all my work virtually. All my networking for my business just came to a screeching halt. But I haven't had problems as far as garnishing work. So it's it's been actually quite perfect here.
mm.
It really has. I told Robert it's going to take a lot to pry me out of this house if I go at all. So,
So I'm kind of curious. What is it about Hawaii? What's calling Robert in that direction?
well, I always felt like I was going to die in Hawaii. I always felt like that's where I was supposed to be. I tried to move there several times and never could. And so there is a pull innately, but the circumstances aren't aligning themselves up to make that move. Could I make it happen?
Does it does it does it feel like a round peg trying to fit into a square hole
It doesn't feel like the right
kind of a thing?
time. It doesn't feel like the right time. It,
I see.
it just doesn't. It doesn't feel like the right time at all. I wouldn't
Okay.
move there unless I had millions and millions of dollars because the
Yeah,
cost of living is incredible there and the housing's ridiculous. And so you really
absolutely. Yep.
can't live well there unless you
Yeah.
have millions and millions of dollars. So I'm not doing that unless that
Right.
happens. So we'll see.
But
Time will tell.
Yeah.
just going back to Jane's question, what's Robert's pull to Hawaii? Why is he wanting to go there?
Well, the first words that came out into my mind was he wants to annoy me. That's what it is. But that's not the truth. Um, I think what's happening for Robert is that he has spent 18 years taking care of his mother, not going anywhere, not being free at all. Even when we would go someplace, he'd always be worried about her. So she was never out of his head ever for the last 18 years. And now he's free and he's like, come on, let's go do stuff. And I'm like, I'm working. I have a calendar filled with clients, and I can't do that. So he's still kind of trapped. So, but the bottom line is for all of us, we have to look at when it comes naturally, and this is why I think this is such a great, paragraph that, it really is that we have to wait till it develops and then it becomes effortless. If it's effort filled, it's not the right time. It's not God's will.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
Amen to that.
Mm.
Thanks for
Well,
sharing that. It's actually got my mind thinking.
people generally have a really hard time trying to figure out what's the will of God for me. And it's
Mm,
like, you don't have to figure that out. It'll unfold in your life. If you have a
Hmm.
pull towards X, Y, and Z or a pull towards A, B, and C, wait till the doors open. And if the doors open in the direction of your natural felt desires, then walk down the road a mile or two and feel what that feels like. But to force things to happen because it's romantic or it seems nice is for me anyways, I would never do that. I like stability too much.
mm,
Yeah.
I think it's important to go through life to actually work out, like the bad decisions are good too, because they will bring that up for you to say how, well, if you actually, acknowledge how you were feeling about it all, and if you were forcing it, and then you can contrast it with the decisions that were easy, even though other people thought they should be hard or they should be challenging or it's making you brave. If you can identify the difference between what it feels like to actually have to work hard, like you're slogging through something to get to your destination, versus this is an easy path, even though it's actually not. There'll be the same challenges, but or similar challenges of a similar level, but they'll feel like nothing because that's the direction that you're supposed to take.
I,
Hmm.
I always sit back and when I think about making a move to Hawaii, I get like my energy just drops
Mm.
because
Mm.
it feels overwhelming. I feel depressed. Not that I'm depressed, but when I think about moving to Hawaii and packing up my home, shipping things over, or leaving everything, which I don't want to do. But if I was really to consider that, it's just the logistics alone makes me depressed
Yeah.
because it's so much energy that I would have to put out and then reestablish my business and start seeing clients in a different time zone. And I mean, the list of inconveniences just go on and on and on. What, to live around plumeria trees and birds of paradise and maybe see the ocean once or twice? It is not worth it to me.
And you've just found the lake too. You can't leave the
Right.
lake.
Oh,
Yes.
no, God, no. In fact, that's where Robert is now. He got all annoyed because I wouldn't go with him to the lake. I said, well, have a Course in Miracles group. I have a client after that, and I have a client of three. I'm not going. He goes, fine, I'll go on my own. I'm like, good. Go. He would spend every waking moment at the lake if he could. But that's not my life, and I can't do that.
Mm,
So
Right. Right.
yeah, so that's all good. But I do think that that's a barometer for each one of us to consider is like, does it feel like a burden, this decision, or does it feel like things are naturally unfolding and therefore points in the direction of this being God's will?
Hmm. Right. Yeah.
mm.
Hmm.
Beautiful. Jane, would you like to read number 6?
Yes. When you have experienced the protection of God, the making of idols becomes inconceivable. There are no strange images in the mind of God, and what is not in his mind cannot be in yours, because you are of one mind, and that mind belongs to him. It is yours because it belongs to him. For to him, ownership is sharing. And if it is so for him, it is so for you. His definitions are his laws. For by them he established the universe as what it is. No false gods you attempt to interpose between yourself and your reality affect truth at all. No false gods you attempt to interpose between yourself and your reality affect truth at all. Peace is yours because God created you, and he created nothing else.
I really love that. That is so
Yeah,
stunning.
peace is yours because God created you.
Mm.
You know, I would just love to be wrapped up in, yeah, I'm putting my order in. I want to be wrapped up in, when you've experienced the protection of God, the making of idols becomes inconceivable. It's
Mm.
like, just the words, the protection of God is just, it's lovely. It feels so real. Um, yeah, it makes me say, ah.
Things
I
that make you
also
go, oh.
I also really love the sentence where it says, no false gods you attempt to interpose between yourself and your reality affect truth at all. I really like that because it's like, even if you were to say, nah, I'm going to go and do this, I'm going to, think this way or what have you, it's still all there. Like it's because that is the reality. It is still all there and you're not going to be given up on while your
Mm,
mind goes and does all those wanderings and you go and do other things physically. So I really like that. Great
Yeah,
paragraph.
hearing this, you actually helps me understand this, and I kind of have an image as well of being enclosed in this love that, and anything that's causing fear or anxiety or jealousy or anything like that is not real.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
yeah. Mm,
I'm going to share something if I can, because just what you said there. So way back when I was still with Titch and we were pregnant with Vincent, and I'd always had this feeling that there was like a darkness always in the corner of a room, no matter what room I went into. And this one particular night, Titch woke up, and I might have told you the story before, but Titch woke up during the night and he said that there was this darkness over the top of me. And because he wasn't spiritually minded or anything like that, but he actually told it to bugger off and said, get away from her and what have you. And he told me about it the next morning. And I kind of freaked out because I thought, it's never actually made contact before. Whatever that dark thing is, it's never made contact. Wasn't yesterday, it might have been on Sunday. I was sitting outside next to the aviary, listening to the birds and chatting to them. And I looked around, but I saw a movement in the corner of my eye. It was going on dark actually. And I turned around and I saw what I thought was this dark figure. And it was in the lighted area and then moved to the aviary door. And that was all happening as I kind of looked up, and I thought, in my mind, I could actually see this dark figure, like a person. So I freaked out about that a little bit, and I thought, no, I don't. you know, that hasn't been around for such a long time. I really don't want it back. I don't want to encourage it back. So what is going on in my mind? So I was thinking about that for a few days. And then last night when I was going to bed, and Swabby was already in bed and it's dark in the room. And as I'm trying to plug my phone in, and there should be a bloody light on the end of every cord that you use to plug into a phone, because it takes you forever to try and find that stupid little hole to plug it into.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. So, but as I'm doing that, I saw this light on the right-hand side. And when I looked around, there's no light per se. It was just this kind of a glow. And I thought, okay, everything's fine. Like, I feel comfortable that, you know, God, source, the universe, whatever, is actually looking after me, and that they are not encouraging this darkness that I've experienced for most of my life back into my life. And whatever it is that I saw the other day may well have been a literal thing, that I wasn't actually just thinking about it in my head. I don't think I was just thinking about it. I actually saw it. But this light last night, I just felt, well, you know, I know that I'm protected, and I know that any wrong that I've done in the past, mostly unintentionally, it is forgiven, and that I have become this amazing person, and I'm very comfortable with the person that I have become. And this light is kind of, or this glow was almost confirming that. It's interesting how much you can fit into like 2 or 3 seconds in your mind, isn't it? Because that's all it would have been.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just, I think like this sentence, peace is yours because God created you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just yeah. Anyway, I kind of forget how that came, or why I even started thinking about that, but somebody said something and it just brought that.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I can appreciate what you're saying. And you know, Linda, I can think that very possibly that figure appeared, and then so did the light. And so it's like, oh, remember that? But the light of love, the light shines in me, the light shines around me, and you are protected.
Maybe
And
that glow was coming from me. I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's a look. I'm not surprised by any of that stuff, because it's happened to me all my life. So, and it's happened to me
right,
since I
right,
was, you know, a young teenager.
yeah,
So nothing really surprises me, but it is a little bit of a when it happens.
sure,
You know, yeah, it's just. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you.
yeah, yeah. Thanks for sharing.
I find that's the beauty of cats, because they tend to know when that stuff's going on.
Well,
Yeah,
Gracie's actually stopped sleeping in the bedroom. She
Right.
sleeps out in the lounge now because the fire's here and it's, you know, nice and warm and what have you. But prior to that, so it's probably been a couple of weeks since she stopped sleeping in the bedroom. When we first moved here, she'd come and sleep next to me on the bed. And then about, I don't know, 5, 6 weeks ago, she started sleeping at Swabby's feet. And he said to me, after the first night that happened, he said to me, because he doesn't like his feet being touched at all. He was in the army way back in the 70s, 80s, and you know how soldiers end up having pretty gross feet from wearing boots for extended periods of time and them getting wet and what have you. But so he's never liked his feet being touched, and his dogs that he's had previously used to try to sleep at his feet and he wouldn't let them do it. But anyway, she was doing that, and she did it for about 2 weeks. And he said, I actually find it really calming, really comfortable, and I'm more than happy for her to be there. So it's kind of weird, and
Mhm.
like you said, cats have this way about them. They have this knowing. So, yeah.
Yeah, they know when you need them, and they know
Yeah.
when you need kind of protection, and they know when to leave you alone
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
let them. I know Gary doesn't like cats, but
Don't like cats.
I'm
No, no, no.
allergic to them.
are
Oh,
you?
yeah.
I should be, but I'm not.
Mentally, you are.
I'm mentally allergic to them.
Uh, do we have time to fit another one in?
I think we do.
Okay. We're back to you, Gary, number 7.
Okay. Hmm. The miracle is the act of a son of God who has laid aside all false gods and calls on his brothers to do likewise. It is an act of faith because it is the recognition that his brother can do it. It is a call to the Holy Spirit in his mind, a call that is strengthened by joining. Because a miracle worker has heard God's voice, he strengthens it in a sick brother by weakening his belief in sickness, which he does not share. The power of one mind can shine into another because all the lamps of God were lit by the same spark. It is everywhere and it is eternal.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
Beautiful.
That's
Mm,
gorgeous.
I like it.
Baby red waffle.
Wow. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
There's my lesson in there somewhere, but breaking it down into something that's just a small little thing. It's almost a whole paragraph.
Mm,
Is this the first time the miracle has actually been, it's not the first time it's been defined, is it?
I
No.
don't think I know.
But this just seems to make more sense than it has before.
mm.
Excuse me for hacking so much, gang.
That's all right.
Completely understand.
Hmm.
I don't know that it needs breaking up, but I don't really want to go any further today.
Mm.
No, I don't either. I think that that's perfect.
Um, mm.
It is the last paragraph of the end of sickness.
Oh, number
Mm.
8 is. Do you think we should squeeze number 8 in then?
No, I think we
No?
should.
Okay.
Well, sorry, I'm not speaking for everybody. My personal opinion.
I agree. I think number 7 is a good one to end on. I've got my
I love
lessons
your
written.
laugh, Jane. It's so cool.
Oh, oh, thanks. I love I don't know. I guess yeah, your honesty is beautiful and just be out with it. We're all comfortable.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Can I stop sharing and we can have our lessons and see each other properly?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
We came quite a way today, didn't we?
We
Yeah,
did actually. Yeah,
we got a lot read.
Hmm.
we've almost finished that section.
Probably another 10 years we'll be done with the book.
And
Don't
then
mind.
and then you'll be in Hawaii.
No, who knows where I'll be. God leads the
Then we'll start
way.
again.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You start again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and read mine.
Yep.
Now I had another one, but I like this one much better. All the lamps of God were lit by the same spark. It is everywhere and it is eternal.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Mm, I want that one now, but I picked mine. I might still write that one down
You can
and
steal,
contemplate
V.
it.
You can steal.
Well,
Share.
I picked the miracle is the act of a son of God who has laid aside all false gods and can call on his brother to do likewise.
Mm,
Mm,
Awesome.
awesome.
mm. Well, I had the protection of God as mine and peace is mine, but I'm changing it. I really like the power of one mind can shine into another. The spark is everywhere and it is eternal.
Mm,
That's mm,
Lovely.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Mine, the one I'm going for is peace is yours because God created you.
mm. Simple.
Yeah,
All
Beautiful.
right, Gary, you rest up. I hope you're better
I
next week.
shall. Yes,
And
I'll
enjoy
do
Oh,
the
my
lake.
best.
Gary. There should be no such thing as a sniffle, a cold, or of any kind in the month of September and the summer. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a change of season that often does it, though, I
We go
think.
on with it. We don't believe in sickness, right?
Oh, I'm okay with it because it slows me way down, and then I just, plod along doing my day because I don't stop working because don't feel well. I just continue
Right.
to see clients, and it doesn't knock me over generally. I just
Mm,
That's
get,
good.
yeah, I don't get ever really, really sick. But
Yeah.
it's just annoying.
Mm.
yes, it's just your body
Yeah.
saying
It
sit
Okay.
is.
You all have we heard everyone's? Jane,
down.
have
Yes.
you? Okay,
Yes.
Linda, you've given yours? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gang. Have a great
Okay.
night.
Thanks,
Take care.
everybody.
Okay.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.